कुंज विहारी राधा राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की श्रील प्रभुपाद की समावेद गौर भक्त वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Everybody can. Welcome all of you for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. This morning we are reading what is the verse number? 428, 29? 429, 28. Okay. This one? Correct. Correct. This one? 429, 28. Is it bright enough? You can make it more brighter? Huh? They have to make it brighter. That's green. You all can see clearly? Shuklat prakasha bhuyishta lokan apnoti karhiche dukho darkan kriyaya sams tamashokot katan kvachit shuklat prakasha bhuyishta लोकान आपनोति करहिचेत् दुःखोदर्कान् क्रियायासांस् तमः शोकोत्कटान् क्वचित् शुक्लात् प्रकाश भूयिष्ठा लोकान् आपनोति करहिचेत् दुःखोदर्कान् क्रियायासांस् तमः शोकोत्कटान् क्वचित् शुक्लात् प्रकाश भूयिष्ठा लोकान् आपनोति करहिचेत् दुःखोदर्कान् क्रियायासांस् तमः शोकोत्कटान् क्वचित् शुक्लात् प्रकाश भूयिष्ठा लोकान् आपनोति करहिचेत् दुःखोदर्कान् क्रियायासांस् तमः शोकोत्कटान् माताजी शुक्लात् प्रकाश भूयिष्ठा लोकान् आपनोति करहिचेत् दुःखोदर्कान् क्रियायासांस् Tamah shokotpanan kvache. Shuklat by goodness. Prakasha by illumination. Bhuyishthan characterized. Lokan planets. Apnoti achieves. Karihachit sometimes. Dukha distress. Udarkan having as the end result. Kriya ayasan full of laborious activities. Tamaha darkness. Shoka in lamentation. Utkatan abounding. Kvachit sometimes. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Those who are situated in mode of goodness act piously according to Vedic injunctions. Thus they are elevated to the higher planetary systems where the demigods live. Those who are influenced by the mode of passion engage in various types of productive activities in the planetary systems where human beings live. Similarly, those influenced by the mode of darkness are subjected to various types of misery and live in the animal kingdom. So this reminds us of one famous verse in the Bhagavad Gita, correct? ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्ता मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. Very similar verse, right? One of you can read the purport, please. Who has the mic with you?
There are three planetary systems, upper, middle and lower. Those influenced by the mode of goodness are given places in the upper planetary systems, Brahmaloka, Satyaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka and Maharloka.
Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki.
Those influenced by mode of passion are given places in Bhurloka and Bhuvarloka. Those influenced by mode of ignorance are given places in Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, or the animal kingdom. Qualitatively, the living entity is the same as the Supreme Person of Godhead, but because of his forgetfulness, he gets different bodies in different planetary systems. At the present moment, human society is overly influenced by a mode of passion, and consequently people are engaged in working in big factories. They forget how distressful it is to live in such places. In Bhagavad Gita, such activities are described as Ugra Karma, that is distressful activities. Those who utilize the energies of the worker are called capitalists, and those who actually perform the labor are called workers. But both the capitalists and the workers are in the mode of passion and ignorance. The result is that there is always a distressful situation. In contrast to these men are those influenced by mode of goodness, the karmis and gyanis. The karmis, under the direction of Vedic instructions, try to elevate themselves to higher planetary systems.
Yeah, here the word karmi means karma kandi. Huh? Generally, we think karmis means non-devotees, we think like that. These karmis actually are karma kandis who perform Vedic sacrifices to be elevated to heaven. Yeah.
The Gyanis try to merge into the existence of Brahman, the impersonal feature of the Lord. In this way, all classes of living entities in various species of life are existing within this material world. This explains superior and inferior life forms within the material world.
Yes. In the Bhagavad Gita, the same points are explained in the chapter on the three gunas. Why is this important for us? We need the spectacles of the scriptures to see the world around us, how this world is moving. For example, Bhagavad Gita gives us a very clear-cut understanding about the five truths: Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. You will see in this world, wherever there is a spirit, that's the place where the matter moves. Like you see in any room, if you find the clothes are washed and nicely kept in the cupboard, and the floor is neatly swept, the fan is moving, the light is on, that means there is some living entity living there. Uh, there is no living spirit there, then there is no activity also there. It is a dead place. In the same manner, this universe is a very much a happening place. The sun is rising, sun is setting, moon is rising, wind is blowing, seasons are changing, crops are growing, flowers are blossoming, fruits are ripening, and the grains are fructifying, and living beings are moving hither and thither. So it's a very lively, happening place. So wherever there are living beings, there is a master above them who administers, either a reward or a punishment for them. In this world, we see the punishment of birth, old age, disease, and death for all living beings. So naturally, there must be a reward also. Somebody does wrong, there is a punishment. Somebody does right, there should be a reward, and the reward is spiritual world. Hmm. So there is thesis and antithesis, we say, no? Similarly, there is a punishment, there should be reward. Just like there is asali and nakli, correct, no? The real and the fake. There is a real currency note, there is a fake currency note. Real gold, there is a roll gold. Cheating, imitation gold. Similarly, there is a real doctor, qualified doctor. There is a quack who is unqualified, who just, somehow or other he earned the degree by cheating or whatever. So in this world, we all are looking for the real, and we are not happy with the unreal or that which is imitation. Because the imitation things, they are attractive in the beginning, subsequently they lead to suffering. So the three gunas which are controlled by the Durga Devi, those three gunas are actually causing all the living beings to be submerged in illusion in this world, which is explained in this verse. The three gunas, Sattva-guna, Raja-guna, and Tama-guna. So all the jivas wandering in the world have a Ishwar above. But when they neglect that Ishwar, then they are put under the custody of material energy, Durga. It's to be under the three gunas. Just like there is a state and there is a jail. Those who abide by the laws of the state, they serve, they work under the prime minister or whatever, president or whatever. Those who break the laws of the state, then they are put under custody of jail authorities. So Durga Devi is a jail keeper. She is in charge for the jail. So she will subject them to different type of treatment. Those who are law abiders, they follow civil laws. And those who are law breakers, they have criminal laws or jail laws. They are given different type of treatment. So the living beings in the pure state are not covered by the three gunas. They are free. They are not chained by the three gunas. They live directly under the Supreme Lord. Like children live under the custody of parents, very happily. But when a boy becomes a criminal, then he is under the custody of the jail. He is put in the jail. Similarly, when the jivas become independent of the Lord, then they are handed over to Durga Devi, and who covers them with these three potencies. One most amazing thing with these three potencies, you can't even know that you are covered. You can be so much in a grand illusion. For example, anything becomes very easy when you hear an example, isn't it? Say on a chill, cold winter, like right now we are having very hot summer. Say when you are having a freezing cold winter, say something like December or January. At that time, naturally everybody looks for something to cover their body. As thick a blanket somebody gives you, that much you will consider them merciful. You want a thick blanket. Sometimes they give you a thin blanket which is not satisfactory. Still you feel cold. You ask for a more thicker blanket. There is a rug kind of blanket which comes, black color. So when you wrap up your body with that, you feel very nice. So Durga Devi also gives you a illusory wrapper to cover yourself, which is called Avaranatmika Shakti. Avarana means what? What is Avarana? Covering. So she puts Avaranatmika Shakti over you. And as soon as you cover yourself, the living entity feels very happy. Why he feels happy? Because he wanted to be independent, and this covering potency makes the jiva feel that now I am independent. So small children also want to be independent of the parents. Many times you will see a small kid running away from the mother as if he has no more having control by the mother. How long can he run? She'll come and catch behind again, isn't it? So when the living entity is covered with the avaranatmika potency, the living being thinks, I am free now, I am very happy now, I am independent. I wanted to be, lord of all that I survey, and I am independent. I can enjoy independently. But then the next thing that happens is she gives another potency, which is kicking potency, called as prakshepatmika shakti. Prakshepatmika means kicking potency. She covers and kicks with her three Trishul. The Trishul is Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidaivika. Miseries from our body are like diseases, for example. Miseries from our mind are like depression or loneliness and, varieties of psychological diseases. And also emotional sufferings, lamentation, worries, anxieties, fear, all these things. And similarly in the body, there are so many diseases in the body. Somebody gets a brain hemorrhage, somebody gets brain tumor, or somebody gets a massive heart attack, somebody gets kidney problems, somebody gets so many different problems. So the body and mind, the other living beings, constantly are out in this world to compete with one another. Somebody is looting the wallet, or somebody is cheating on a bigger way also, or anywhere you go, the living entities we are afraid of the lower creatures like the mosquitoes, or shouldn't cause dengue, or they should not cause malaria. Then the bigger creatures like snakes or the tigers or cheetah and things like that. Like I was in Dehradun. We were going through a jungle now in the car when I had gone to see Solan Gopalakrishna Goswami Maharaj. It was thick jungle, large, big, tall trees. So the Prabhuji was driving the car. I asked him, this looks like a jungle. He said, yes, it's a jungle actually. The entire area is jungle. This is not our place, it's animals' place. But we humans have occupied some of these places. So he said he used to go in cycling and a big bear would come on the way, tall bear. Very dangerous. It'll catch you and rip you to pieces. So, or sometimes a cheetah. It's very common in that area, he said. We have to be careful while driving, he was telling. So, you will see that in this world, we fear them and they fear us. Living beings fear one another. The forest creatures fear that this fellow will take a gun and shoot me. And we fear them that if they capture me when I don't have a weapon, I'll be ripped to pieces. Correct, no? So that's the world we are living here. It's not only with animals, it's also even with humans also. You go to a doctor, you are afraid that you should not loot my pocket. Isn't it? You go to a company, you don't want to be exploited to work for 16 hours a day and then given a meager salary. You don't want to be exploited by other humans also. So there is always fear principle in this world. Although you apparently have independence from God, when you come here, there is always danger in this world. So she covers and kicks. So when she covers, that gives a happy experience called as hlad. And when she kicks, that's called tap. So therefore Rupa Goswami explains in Nectar of Devotion, hlad tapakari mishra, he says. It's a mixture of pleasure and pain. Just like sometimes you eat this garam aloo, hot, like they have this potato with a lot of red chili powder. You have seen that sometimes people eat, when you put in the mouth, hot potato with chili powder. It's very tasty also. At the same time, tears also come in the eyes. They cry also. It's burning the mouth. Yeah, people eat this vada pav, they call it, no? Along with pav, they have this chili powder, they stuff it inside. So when the chili powder touches the tongue, Tears come from the eyes. It's burning sensation. At the same time, living in it, he cannot give it up also. You want to eat also. He want to enjoy also and he suffers also. Is it enjoyment or suffering? Huh? It's a mixture. That's called a Hlada Tapakari Mishra. It is called. Huh? It's enjoyment and suffering. And once it goes in the belly, gruk, 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 this thing keeps coming. Burps keep coming. That burns the chest. You drink so much water, still it keeps coming. Gruk, gruk, isn't it? And later on, next day morning, when you have to expel it, that's another burning. Burning in, burning out, burning in. Both. In between also. So this is the way. So this is passion. So the passionate enjoyments are like this. Yeah. Like a man and woman attraction is very strong in this world. If they come together, then a baby comes and the responsibility comes, which people don't want. And to avoid the responsibility, what they do? They abort. When they abort the child, terrible sin comes upon them. That means if they come together, the result is terrible sin, illicit connections. And if they don't come together, there is hankering. When you are separated by a distance, there is hankering. When you come together, there is burning and terrible sin. So these three gunas are pain producing in this way. Similarly, people who are in tamoguna, they resort to inaction practically, lazy, lethargic, are taking in all kinds of substances like drinking and smoking and everything. It's a nasty life, it's a dirty life, it is. So, not only they are unproductive, they are very harmful also because people in tamoguna can become terrorists. People in tamoguna can actually have destructive mindsets, self-destructive or destroying others due to unhealthy comparison. They don't want to see others succeed also. So in this way, tamoguna, rajoguna we may say is painful, but what about sattoguna? So sattoguna, it's not that you are in sattoguna, so there are no problems. Sattoguna can also cause, in sattoguna Krishna says, sukham and jnanam. After saying about sukham and jnanam, Krishna says, sukham badnati, he says. The happiness also binds, he says. How it binds? Because when one becomes happy, one can become complacent. One can just do ritualistic activities and become complacent in this world. Similarly, one is having jnana, one can become proud. Pride is in Rajoguna, and Sukham leads to complacency, which is in Tamoguna. So even Sattoguna can again make a person slip and fall back to Rajoguna, Tamoguna. So it's a world covered by illusion, by the Durga, where, when Brahma and Durga, Lord gave Brahma the order to make the template for 8.4 million species of life. So Brahma makes those templates and Durga supplies the material for filling the template and making these bodies. So Brahma was given the knowledge about the secondary creation by the Lord, how to make this 8.4 million species. And Durga has these 5 elements, Panchamahabhuta, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So all of us, we are put into these bodies made up of Panchamahabhuta. So we are in the womb of Durga right now. Where are we? Womb of Durga. So we are trapped in, just like a baby is in the womb of the mother, similarly we are in the womb of Durga, trapped in this body. And the problem of being in this womb of Durga is, these 5 Panchamahabhut and also the man, the mind, they restrict your freedom. Although we think we are free, we suffer. Just like, for example, a criminal thinks he can loot anything, cheat anyone and be free. Yes, he has some freedom, but that freedom doesn't last long. Very soon he is going to be captured and put. So in that connection, I was reading the Ramayana. I will show you one verse. There is one famous verse in, you can see this sloka. You can recite this sloka. I'll make it a little bigger for you. Is it big enough? धन्या राम कथा श्रुतौ तु हनुमान वाल्मीक भूप कीर्तने सीता संस्मरणे तथैव भरतः Shri Paduka Sevane. Archayam Sabari Pranama Karane Lankadhipo Lakshmanaha. दास्ये सख्यकृतेर्जकः तनुकृत त्राणे जटायुर्नव. This is the glorious Rama's pastimes. Navabhida Bhakti was done by who all he's explaining. He's saying, Shrutau to Hanuman. Hanuman is glorified for always hearing Rama Katha. Wherever there is Rama's Kirtanam going on or Katha going on, Hanuman is present there. Yatra yatra raghunatha kirtanam tatra tatra kritamastakanjalim bashpavari paripurna lochanam marutim namatah rakshasantakam. Wherever there is Ram Katha going on, in that place, that particular place, Hanuman is personally present. And with tears of love welling up in his eyes, Hanuman bows down to the speaker and the hearers of the Ram Katha. And he hears Ram Katha with great taste. He says, Shrutau to Hanuman, Valmiki book Kirtane. And Valmiki is known for narrating Lord Rama's pastime in the form of Ramayana. Sita Samsparane, sitting in Ashoka Vatika, Sita is constantly remembering Lord Rama at every moment. Tadeva Bharataha Shri Paduka Sevane. And what did Bharata do? Pada Sevanam he did. Those 14 years he was worshipping Paduka, keeping on the Simhasana. And Archayam Shabari. Shabari was always worshipping Vandanam. Archanam she was doing and waiting for Rama to arrive. And Pranama Karane Lankadipa. Lankadipa is Vibhishan, who was bowing down. See, Vibhishana is known for offering Vandan, offering obeisances. And Lakshmanaha Dasya. And Dasyam was done by Lakshman. And Sakya Krite Arjakaha. Who is the Sakha of Krishna? Surya Deva. Surya Deva's son, Sugriva. Yeah. Sugriva's son, Surya Deva's son, Sugriva, known for making friendship with Lord Rama. And Tanukrita, Trane Jatayu Nava. Jatayu is known for Atmanivedanam for Rama. So, now, why I quoted this? In this, the third one is about the Valmiki. There is a pastime about Valmiki. One time, when Narada was traveling in the space, naturally he can go anywhere he wants. He can go to heaven, he can go to Vaikuntha also. Once he arrived at Vaikuntha, so Lord Narayana was talking to Lakshmi, and he happened to overhear it. Lord was telling, I am thinking of descending on earth as Rama, and I am going to teach all humans what is ideal conduct. How should one be an ideal husband, ideal brother, ideal son, ideal king. I am going to set that example for everyone so that I teach it by my own behavior so that living entities can stick to the right standards and then follow the path of Dharma and come back to us. So Narada became very jubilant. Immediately he wanted to say this to somebody, because when you hear a very nice katha, you want to go and share it with somebody, correct? Na? So Narada came to the heavens, and there he went to the Varuna Loka. He wanted to share it with Varuna. But Varuna was busy playing with his son, and the son was busy playing with a parrot. So now the father, son playing with a parrot, and he was not in the mood to hear any katha at that time. When Narada Muni started speaking, Varuna was like half attentive. So Narada, when he ended the story, so he felt that Varuna was inattentive. He became angry. He cursed him that your son will become a... he's cursing him. See, here he's saying, you're playing with your son and the parrot, and hence did not listen to the glories of the Lord, so he'll become separated from your son. He tells him, you're going to be... Which father will want to hear such a thing? So naturally, Varuna became extremely sad, and he fell at the feet of Narada. So Narada told him, your son will actually, because he's playing with the parrot, he will become a hunter in the forest. And he will become a hunter in the forest. Now it's not required. He'll become a hunter in the forest, and he'll be playing with birds and animals in the forest. But don't worry, there is something glorious that is going to happen. So your son will become an instrument in broadcasting Lord Rama's glories in future. So who is that? Yeah, Valmiki. He will write Ramayana. So in this way, like there is a saying in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sadhunam Samachittanam Sutaram Mat Kritatmanam. It is said that sadhus, they are, what is the meaning of Samachitta? Sadhus actually don't have to be respected or worshipped by anybody. They on their own, they will go and give mercy. Generally in this world, the people, if you don't respect them, people say, don't go to their house. Correct? But sadhus don't feel any shame at all. They can go to anybody because they know that all jivas are Krishna's parts and parcels. So they will go out of the way to distribute the mercy. So, for example, Srila Prabhupada once got an opportunity to meet Sumati Morarji. He told her that I want to go to America, I want a ticket and everything. And of course, she said, you come to office, we will see. So I heard that he was waiting in the office for almost 3-4 hours, waiting for a long time. There was an Chowksi, the secretary. So he went and told Sumati Morarji, one old man is waiting for a very long time. And then she called him in, and then she said, oh, you're waiting for so long. Why do you wait so long? In this old age, what are you going to do? She was sort of dissuading him from going to West. So it shouldn't happen that you go to America and you die in old age there. Better you live in Vrindavan and, live your body. But he was like determined to go to West. So he was ready to wait for 4 or 5 hours to get that ticket, that too in a cargo ship. You can see that. Similarly, here you will find that when Narada Muni decided to go and give mercy to this fellow who is in the forest as a hunter, he's a terrible hunter and killer, highway robber. He became like that, Varuna's son. So what Narada did, he went to Nagaloka and got one very, very special jewelry. Let me see the name. It's called a Nagaratna gem. It's like a Nagaratna necklace, which he got from Nagaloka, and he wore it himself. And he also got all the Sapta Rishis and told Sapta Rishis, today we are going to one special place. So all of you decorate yourself with bangles and, necklaces and ornaments. And they also have, men also in the Vedic times have their kadkan, they call it. They have their earrings also. Now many people don't, even Matajis don't wear many of them. But in the Vedic times, men, women all used to wear. They have their ornaments. So he told them, all of you wear very nice ornaments and come. And they didn't know where Narada Muni is going to take them. Of course, Narada Muni, when he takes, he will always do something wonderful. So he took them to the forest. They said, are we going to some hermitage? Then he exactly took to the area where the hunter was living, that Ratnakar. Why his name was Ratnakar? Because he used to steal diamonds. So his name was Ratnakar. So as soon as Ratnakar saw so many of these sages, all of them coming with so much jewelry and everything, naturally he came running to them with a sword. You might have seen that picture. He thought, a very good booty, and one day I am going to get. Of course, prior to that, one more thing happened. This hunter at the time, when the sages were coming like this, he was actually targeting a bird in the tree, which he hit with his arrow. But the bird flew away, but the arrow went and hit the branch of the tree. And then it fell back, but it bounced back on the hunter. And when it hit the hunter in the body, it pierced his body a little bit and he screamed in great pain. So, in his shoulder, and it started bleeding and he cried he was moaning in loud pain. So the sages, when they came, Narada was the person leading in the front. You know what he said? Yatatvam kityase mudaha banena anena vidyata. Are murk, are fool. You hit the bird with an arrow, tata mriga vihanganam, yata kim neti te matihi. See, don't you see, when this arrow fell back on your shoulder, you felt little pain. Huh? For that you are screaming so much. But when you are sending the same arrow towards the bird, what you are doing? Huh? You are applying much more energy. Huh? With great intensity and energy, you are hitting the bird. How much more painful it will be for them? Think about it. Huh? He's saying, Swamamsam Paramamsena Yapushnati Naradamaha. He's saying, oh, lowest among man, the person who maintains his own flesh by eating the flesh of others. He's saying, Rauravo Bhakshayishyanti Tasya Mamsam Yamalaye. Such a person will go to a hell, the name of which is Maharaurava. And there dogs will tear his body to pieces and eat him up. So are you not aware of this reality? Huh? Look at you, how you are harming the poor innocent creatures. Like that Narada spoke very strongly. So imagine the pain suffered by your victims when you hit them with direct and powerful arrows with a stretched bow with greater intensity. Like that they spoke. So instead of contemplating on the good instruction that Narada was giving him, while Narada was giving the instruction, he was looking at the necklace of Narada. Huh? He was measuring. Okay, he has got necklace, he has got bangles, he has got earring. He was looking at all the sages. Huh? And then, he lifted the sword and said, all of you, take out everything. Of course, none of the Brahmins protested. They all released all their ornaments and everything and they gave it to him. They didn't become angry. So, one amazing thing with the saintly persons, whether you have a positive encounter with them or negative encounter with them, something wonderful will come out. Like Jagai and Madai had a bad encounter with Nityananda Prabhu, but they got love of God eventually. Tapyante lokatavena sadhava prayasho janaha paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya kilatmana. This comes in the section of Shiva drinking the halahal, isn't it? So, tapyante lokatapena, which means actually for the sake of the living entities, the saintly persons go everywhere, different places, and always find out both they come across virtuous and vicious living entities, and they delight in delivering the vicious living entities and connecting them back to the Lord. So, with this intention only, Narada brought all these great personalities. So, now Narada, when Narada asked him, see, you are a man with a hefty body. Why don't you do some work and earn the money honestly? Why do you live, doing robbery? What a shame upon you that you are living on others' money like this. So he said, no. I am performing robbery not for myself. I am a selfless robber, he said. I only do it for my wife, for my children, for my mother and father, for the family. And I am very confident I won't get any sinful reaction by this. He said. So Narada said, oh, you are robbing for your wife and son, and for your extended family. You think you won't incur any reactions? You are very confident? So Narada is telling him, Atmakritam hidoshanam anubhavitavyam phalam atmanaiva. He said, one who does sinful activities should himself experience the result. Nobody else can suffer for your actions. For your action, who has to suffer? You only have to suffer. Nobody else can take your suffering, he said. And Ratnakar was surprised. What do you say? They all are eating with this money that I am giving them. The whole household is running because of that. How do you say that I have to? So then he told them, he tied up Narada and everybody, and then he said, I'll come back. I'll just check out and come back. So he goes home. So first he saw his old mother was sitting near a tree, under a tree in the house. So first he went to her. She asked, my son, why are you so late today? Generally you come early. He said, forget about that. First you answer my question. He said, every day I hunt and rob and provide you, food, clothing, everything. Will you be sharing my sins or not? He asked her. So she said, see, we are definitely closely related as mother and son. and like a stomach and mouth. Huh? We are related. Like the mouth is the place through which the food goes to the stomach. Similarly, I agree with you that, my dear son, you are working hard and bringing money and giving me, food and clothing and everything. I agree. At the same time, remember, when you were born, when I was holding you in my womb for 9 months. After that, when I gave birth to you, I gave you breast milk. Hmm. After that, I fed you food. I raised you, I bathed you, I dressed you, I decorated you, I raised you. And all these things involve pain. So, for the sacrifices done by the mother, it is the duty of the son to naturally pay back, to take care. That is the Dharma. You are just, you are supposed to do this, and what I am supposed to do for you, I have been already doing. It's the duty of the son to render humble service to the mother and father, and then provide food and shelter, everything for the parents. And how can you expect that I share your sinful actions? That is in your account. That's not in my account. So, like that, she said. Mm. Then he uh, went to his father. His father also said, I worked all my life and earned money, only to raise you from your childhood up to now. What you are. I have done so much, and for which you are also repaying back to me now. He said. So we are supposed to be maintained by you now, but we are not responsible for your actions. He said. You are shocked. Then, of course, he went to his wife in the kitchen. So, and she said, you see, I am handed over by my father to you in Kanyadan, correct, no? Panigrahanam you do. So till then my father raised me, took care of me. Now the moment you accepted me, for your sake I am decorating myself, dressing myself, and I am cleaning the house, washing the clothes, I am cooking. I am doing my role as a wife perfectly. So it becomes your obligation and duty to maintain me. Correct, no? Because you accepted the responsibility. For all the pleasures that I am giving you, you are supposed to maintain me because you accepted my hand from my father. So, but how can I accept your reactions? That is in your account, she said. So now this fellow came to senses. He returned back to Narada. Of course, he never served the sages, he attacked the sages. So even though he attacked the sages gave him this wonderful realization. Yeah, by the association. So this is the realization of Ratnakar. Everyone wants to share the results of my earning and want to enjoy them, but no one wants to take share in my sinful reactions. So he became completely frustrated. See, there is one verse in Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 30th verse, 33rd verse, 3.30.33. Very interesting verse. केवलेन हि अधर्मेण कुटुम्बवर्णोत्सुकः यातो जीवोन्धतामिश्रम charamam tamasapadam. You know what he's saying? Therefore, a person who is very eager to maintain his family and kinsmen simply by black methods, which means sinful activities, certainly goes to the darkest region of hell, which is known as Andatamishra, he says. So, so Kevalena means only by black methods. Adharmena means unrighteous or religious. Kutumbaparana means family maintenance. So Prabhupada says there, maintaining one's family is certainly the duty of a householder, but one should be eager to earn his livelihood by the prescribed method. As said in scriptures, one should honestly work according to his qualification. He should not earn his livelihood unfairly by the means for which he is not qualified. He says, if one maintains his family by prescribed methods, honest means there is no objection of one being a family man. So if you work honestly and earn money and be satisfied with the earning, that satisfaction will protect you throughout. Honest earning is never condemned in the Vedic literature, correct, no? So if you honestly earn money, that is called sanctioned money. But unless a portion of it is offered to the Lord, it cannot become sanctified money. So here Narada wanted to point out, first of all, the money that you are possessing is not a sanctioned money. It's not even sanctioned. It's non-sanctioned. First earn in a sanctioned way, then sanctify it. Yeah. So, and then Ratnakar woke up to the reality. He fell at the feet of the sages and begged them to deliver him. Yeah. Paschataposmi aham brashtaha, he says, with tears of repentance in his eyes. I repent for all my sinful actions. I have become fallen. Now you please protect me. So here the sages are replying now. This is in Skanda Upapurana. Yeah. Patra apatra vicharo na Ramanam nam prakirtane. See, this is talking about Ramanama's glory, chanting the name of Rama. Patra apatra vicharo na Ramanam nam prakirtane Shravane cha upadeshe cha tasmat tat dot dotyatu kshamam uttishta uttishta bhadram te safala sat samagamaha Rama nama samucharya yasmat papatna muchyate त्रैलोक्यमस्ति तन्नैव सत्यम एतत् प्रकीर्तितं जाता अद्यैव रघोर वंशे राम नाम वहन हरिः त्वं तद् आम्नाय भक्त्याद्य मोक्षसे सर्वपातकैः. So they are telling him that there is no restriction for who is qualified to chant the holy name and who is not qualified. Prabhupada made even the hippies chant, although they didn't know who is Rama, who is Krishna also. So they told him that for chanting Rama's Nama, there is no restriction. So there's no discrimination. In all the three worlds, who is there in the three worlds who cannot be delivered by Ramanama? They're saying Lord Hari is going to incarnate in the Raghu dynasty. He's called as Raghukula Tilakam. So this is the right moment to remember Lord Ramachandra's name, and you can become absolved from all your impurities. Just like this is the time when Gaurnitai have come. So therefore we chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. And they come to propagate Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Similarly, they are saying this is the right moment to remember the Lord's holy name and absolve yourself of all the impurities. Raise yourself, use this good sangha, they are saying. So, although, as you all know, he could not even utter the name. So they saw that he often used to speak the word maro, maro, maro. Kill, kill, kill. So they told him, okay, chant mara, mara, and then made him. They are saying, yeah, ekagra manasa atraiva mareti japa sarvadha. Because they asked the hunter, see, they are asking Nardamuni and sages told him, we understand your concern. Don't worry, you are not able to chant the Lord's names. Please look at this tall tree in front of you. What is the name of the tree? Like that Narada asked. He showed one tree nearby. On the name of the tree, he said, oh, this tree is called Mara tree, he said. Then they told him, Ekagra manasa atraiva mareti japa sarvada. With your one-pointed attention, always chant Mara, 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 like that. Then it became Ram Nam. He immediately sat down under the tree and started continuously chanting Ram. And he became purified. Actually, when the holy name is chanted for a prolonged period of time, it completely cleanses the heart. So he meditated so much, he forgot about his hunger, thirst, anything. And even ant hill grew over his body. That's why his name came to be called as Valmiki. That much severely he performed the chanting of the holy name. See, there is another fellow on whom the ant hills grew, which is Hiranyakashipu. But the difference is Hiranyakashipu worshipped Brahma. And he achieved the material goals, and then he was destroyed finally. Whereas this fellow Ratnakar chanted Ramanama, and the ant hill grew over his body. And then he came to be called as Valmiki. So although the ants and termites, they all ate away all his body, and only skeleton remained under the ant hill. Yeah. Yeah. In this way, he became an expert hearer of the holy name continuously. So, see here there is one very famous Ramapurva Tapani Upanishad, very, very beautiful. Yata nami vachakena namna yobi mukho bhaved tata Bijat mako mantro mantrino abhimukho bhave. See what it says here. See the meaning of this. When a person is called by his name, he comes forward or presents himself in front of the caller. Similarly, by the use of mantra of Lord Rama and repeating it while japa, the devotee or spiritual seeker is able to attract the attention of Ram. For example, if you call somebody, like you are going in the road, uh, somebody was talking to somebody else, but they had a similar name, correct, no? Here in, I have seen in Telangana, many people have the name Srinivas, correct, no? It's a very common name because of Balaji, I think, isn't it? Somebody is calling his brother, hey, Srinivas. And if you happen to be Srinivas, immediately your attention will go there. Hey, did you call me? They say, yeah, I called Srinivas, but not you, another Srinivas. It's my brother. So, how much attentive you are to your name? How many of you are attentive to your name? Super attentive, correct, no? Even in a very crowded fish market, somebody calls your name, immediately you will turn. Even in the crowded, noisy place. So just as we are very attentive to our name, Lord is also very attentive to his name. That's the meaning. Yata nami vachaken namna yobi mukho bhave, tata bijatmako mantro mantrino abhimukho bhave. He's saying, huh? Lord is also very attentive. He's saying. Because Ratnakar was calling, so attentively, he came out of all bodily consciousness. See, here is a method of coming out of bodily consciousness. When one chants the holy name and becomes absorbed in it, and then the gross and subtle bodies are dissolved. He forgot. Yeah. And then he became absorbed in devotion to Rama by that. Yeah. So in this way, the chanter attracted the supreme enchanter. Who is the supreme enchanter? Supreme Lord. So why did I say that? Here there are three levels given: upper, middle, and lower. The upper planetary systems, Prabhupada has clearly now said here, if you are in passion, we are mostly in Bhuloka or Bhuvarloka. And then if you are in Sattva, then we go to Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. And if you are in ignorance, then we go to Atala, Sutala, Mahatal, Talatal, Rasatal, Patal, the lower. So one very important observation you will make is, depending on our consciousness, we are magnetically pulled to those ambiences. Like if you are in Sattva, you are pulled to those planets. If you are in Rajoguna, we are pulled by Bhulok, Bhulok, like that. Just like if you have a stinking water in a gutter, that pulls the attention of the mosquitoes. Lot of mosquitoes flourish. It becomes a breeding place for mosquitoes. You can see that. Similarly, you will see that if somebody puts a hot gadi and selling some pani puri or something, big crowd of people come there because some living entities are attracted by that. They will go there. You will see that. You seen that? Of course, no ISKCON devotee will go there. They will only eat prasad. Correct, no? So you will see that any place you create an ambience, it attracts the people. Like you start a gym or a treadmill. You go, young man, go there, and they're going and doing that. Immediately make one hall and you make the facility, immediately people will go there. That means there are passionate people who want to have a very strong body, and then they want to become so strong that they will live forever. Isn't it? They'll never die. So then there is attraction. So depending on which mode you are in, those ambiences will attract you. Similarly, there's a beautiful temple, there's the bells are ringing and kirtan is being done, the Lord is being worshipped, Gita Bhagavad is being spoken. So naturally there are living entities whose minds are sattvic mindset. They are attracted to go to the temple and hear something about the Lord, do some puja, bow down to Him. Especially Telangana, here Andhra, South India has a lot of that goodness. So the goodness can be utilized as a very good platform to jump to the Vishuddha Sattva. The purpose of this verse is, even if you are in Sattva Guna, you are not free from birth, old age, disease and death. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. And also, who is responsible for our actions and reactions? Who is responsible? We are only responsible. Whether you are, whatever you are, man or woman or child or old, anybody, for all our actions, we are responsible for that. So, in this world, at every moment, we all are making choices. From morning to night, we are making choices. Sometimes we make right choice, sometimes we make wrong choices. First we think about the choice, then we speak, then we act. Thought, word and deed. So our accounts are increasing, good and bad accounts. Accordingly, we will go up or go down or be born again in this world. And then the cycle of birth continues again and again. So in Krishna consciousness movement, Prabhupada thought about how this continuing cycle of birth and death can be stopped. There is only one way. The soul has to act spiritually and not identify with the gross and subtle coverings. Here, the three examples we are reading today, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, these are all examples of people acting on the bodily platform. So, bodily platform means you have to be born again and again. Spiritual platform is like, for example, why I told you the story of Valmiki. He was acting on the bodily platform in passion and ignorance. And Narada and the Saptarishis came and liberated him and put him on a spiritual platform of chanting the holy name, worshipping Lord Rama and writing the Ramayana. His whole life became completely sanctified. So, in our life, we don't have to become a great soul like Valmiki to write Ramayana. If you read Ramayana, it's a big thing. At least, if we read and apply Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata in our lives, chanting the holy name, studying the scriptures, eating the prasad, and we have to always attentively look where is my thought process going, what is my mouth speaking, what is my body, how is it acting, is it acting sinfully, is it acting piously, is it acting spiritually. So one amazing thing is the principle of 3 A's, you can remember. Please repeat. Association, activity, attitude. For example, you are coming to this morning program today, you come for the Bhagavatam class, you come for a association where you can learn something about the Lord, Supreme Lord, correct now? In this, what activity are you doing? You are doing Shravanam and I am doing Kirtanam. So I told you Navavida Bhakti in Ramayana, correct now? So we both are getting opportunity to speak and hear about the Lord. And the result is attitude. What is the attitude? You get elevation in attitude. You think about, let me go back to Godhead. Let me not be rotating in the cycle of birth and death, which is miserable as it is explained here. People are working in factories. Like I come from a mechanical engineering background, in my college days. So I have been to shop floors. During my internship, I remember we were doing internship of these trains, the entire train, how they build the train, correct no? So I did for about 3 months. In the shop floor, when you go, dhada, dhada, they'll be beating with sledgehammer. And there'll be big fire in the smithy shops. So much high temperature where they put the iron rods and everything they take out and they hit with a hammer. Sometimes they have these sheets they will be feeding in the machine and their fingers are cut. You know that? Many people have cut their fingers. Very deadly type of jobs. People working in hot, already it is summer heat. Adding to that, imagine standing near the fire. So Prabhupada saying factories are another name for hell, Prabhupada says, one place. Now some of you may think, my job is a cool job, Prabhu. I am working in an IT company. I work in the computer, very sleek computer. I have a very nice time. No, you may have a very nice MacBook working. But as you work, your head becomes, your subtle body becomes covered with numbers and equations and so many kinds of things. And the result of that is, we become like zombies. Zombie? Yeah. Zombie means you become programmed by numbers and equations and coding and all that you do because you work for 10, 12, 14 hours a day. Even after coming home also, still your head is full of numbers and coding and all these things. So, and also now such people, there are hospitals for the software engineers also now. Because they have stiff neck and ulcers in the mouth and they have back pain, indigestion, because of becoming like practically they don't move out of their table. So both their bodies are suffering and their minds are suffering also. It's not that simply because you are in an AC room you have no anxiety. So then we are not advocating lethargy. We are not advocating laziness. According to Shastra, 8 hours everybody has to work at least to earn your livelihood. But nowadays money has become God. I used to tell the boys, money is not God, money is wife of God. Mhm. Why? Who is money? Lakshmi, yeah. You are chasing after wife of God like Ravana was chasing after Sita and he was destroyed. So, therefore we say Shubha Labh. Shubha means Narayan. Labh means Lakshmi. So, Lakshmi and Narayan should be worshipped together. If you remove Shubha, there is no auspiciousness in your life. If you don't have Narayan, then Labh will become Lobh. Huh? Labh will become greed eventually. And therefore, the whole world is suffering now. Then Prabhupada says how hard people are working on earth. Even though they are working 14, 16 hours a day, still they are looking so much anxious. I was in the airport walking. Nowadays, airports are very big, you see, correct now? Isn't it? Such big, big airports in Bombay, Calcutta, different places. So when I was walking with the luggage, I saw one of the ladies waiting. She's weeping herself, taking kerchiefs. Probably she must be 35, 40 years old. God knows what is her lamentation. Naturally, anybody coming to airport may not be poor people, correct, no? Those who fly in planes. But to make a flight ticket, she must be having money sufficiently, correct, no? But people are crying to themselves because money is there, but there is no happiness. People are depressed, people are lonely, people have divorced, people are struggling in their body and mind, the varieties of complications now because they are chasing after money alone. That's why this verse says, no matter you are in Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, all have problems. Even if you go to heaven, even Indra cannot be peaceful. Sometimes Asuras go to attack heaven also. Just like Hiranyakashipu went and occupied Indra's throne and drove away all Indra and associates. So material world, wherever you go, there is no Shanti in the material world. If one wants peace and happiness, then one has to take shelter of Lord Hari. Bhaja Hure Mana Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanaravinda Bhaja Hure Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanaravinda दुर्लभा मानव जन्म सत्संगे तरह ये भव सिंधु रे तरह शीता तप वातावरीषण यदि नयामिनी जागिरे वातावरीषण यदि नयामिनी विफले से विनु कृपण गर्जना सफल सुख लाभ लागी रे. See, in this world, nobody is free. Even a free citizen has to follow the state laws. Correct, no? Like you all are free citizens in India. When you're walking on the road, you keep on the left. When you're driving your car, isn't it? In America, you keep the car on the right. And so you have to follow the traffic laws. If you want to cross the road, there is a zebra border. You have to stand and the signal you have to see and then you have to cross. That means even a free citizen also has to follow the laws. Similarly, the living entities in Vaikuntha, they follow Vaikuntha laws. They follow the God's laws. And those who break the government laws, then they're put in the jail. So those who break God's laws, they come to the material world where they have to follow Durga Devi's laws, which are more severe. So Prabhupada says when a mother is sometimes pinching a child cries and jumps up, then she feeds the child sweet rice. So mother sometimes may pinch a child for child's benefit. Similarly, sometimes Krishna may see that the devotee is doing some mistake and Krishna may correct the devotee by a slap or something. That is for our good. Whereas in the material world, punishment by Durga is like a police removing the belt and whipping the thieves. That is more severe. It is more serious. So therefore, any intelligent person should not do this chapala sukala. He says that, this world, the heat of the summer and cold of the winter is so painful, and jivas are all struggling to earn not just a livelihood, but out of greed, they want to accumulate more and more, and they are suffering so badly. Therefore, he says, Ravana Kirtana Smarana Mandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Bhojana Sakhidana Atmanivedana Govinda Dasa Abhilashare Bhojana Bhajare Manasrinandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare Bhajare Manasrinandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare Durlabhamanam Janama Satsange Karo Ye Bhava Sindhure Abhaya Charanaravindarare So Krishna's lotus feet is called as Abhaya, fearlessness. And our Srila Prabhupada's name is also Abhay, Abhay Charan, one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna, who awards freedom from all fear. So, how one can be free from all fear? You can see His Holiness Kadamakanand Maharaj when he was in Vrindavan. He was constantly chanting the holy name. His guru, His Holiness Jayadurga Maharaj, said he never took any painkiller. People take morphine and other things to suppress the pain. So he said, whatever pain has to come to me, let it all come out. Let it get over. I am ready to accept it. And he was constantly chanting the holy name and he left. So His Holiness Gopalakrishna Goswami Maharaj, who left the world just a couple of days ago, he was close to 79. Now in this year he'll become 80 now. You can imagine at the age of 80, he has been extensively traveling all across the globe, traveling to different cities, giving lectures, attending meetings. Even in such age, you can imagine people even beyond 70, many people may not want to move around. So even at the age of 80 now, he has been attending all the GPC meetings and ICC meetings and bureau meeting he was organizing in Dehradun. So worshipping his Gaurnetai and many Shaligram Shilas deities daily morning, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Although he is an international leader, he is doing puja. For 1.5 hours he takes out every morning. Any of us may say, I have so many services to do, how will I get time? Isn't it? Who will take out 1.5 hours, such a big world leader? Without love, you cannot do such service. If you are doing service not 1 day, 2 days, it's very easy to show off once in a while. But to do this service day after day, month after month, year after year, unless you have love, you cannot do. I have personally seen him in Pune. When he would be singing Guru Puja, he would sing with so much love for Prabhupada. So he would ask me, so Radheshyam, so the Guru Puja ends at 8 o'clock, no? I'll say, yes, Maharaj, but you can take time, I will say. I'll finish by 8, he will say, and he'll finish only by 8:30. So every time Maharaj will ask me, I used to tell Maharaj, you can decide whatever time you want to sing. One time he finished at 8:50, he finished Guru Puja. Yeah, it started at 7:35, 7:40. More than an hour, everybody was dancing. So very, very enthusiastic in singing and speaking and distributing books and worshipping the deity in such an age. Always ever cheerful. He would never complain about anything about health. We have never heard one word also from him. So therefore you will see, so this is the example of Abhay. Abhay Charana Aravinda means one who has become fearless by dint of one's complete dedication and devotion to the Guru's instruction. So he has been a GBC since 83. How many years now? Huh? 40 years he has completed. Huh? Yeah, 41. 73. So they were saying 50 years he has completed as JBC. So he was telling, sannyasi he took. 81 sannyasi, I think. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Huh? 81 is sannyasi, yeah. GBC since 73, Prabhupada made him. In those days, there were only two people. His Holiness Gopalakrishna Maharaj and His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. Prabhupada sent these two people and gave half India to one and other half to another. South India was given to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, North India was given to Gopalakrishna Maharaj. They were the senior most people here at that time. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine how much load of service all these years they have worn out their bodies in service to Srila Prabhupada. Mm-hmm. So we, at least in our own small capacity, we should follow their example in our lives and not be active in passion and ignorance foolishly, because passion and ignorance wastes our energy. Passion is like a flood, and compassion is like a dam. So we have to go from passion to compassion. So that is the main purport of this verse. Don't be stuck in goodness, passion, ignorance. Elevate yourself to Vishuddha Sattva and go back to Godhead. Shri Prabhupada ki, Bhakta Vrinda ki.